Hello everyone, it's your favorite nurse Abby and this is a nurse's vlog. Thank you for tuning in. So today we're going to talk about something, actually it was a question that was left underneath one of my comments on one of my videos. You guys can look at this video if you want to. Nurses schedule 3 12-hour shifts, good or bad, 8 days off in a row. But this question was left up under in the comment section and I told her I was going to answer it. So I'm going to read it out loud for you guys. I'm an older 53-year-old woman looking to go into nursing. I would really love to do labor and delivery. I have been out of school for a hot minute and feeling a little anxiety getting ready to do my prereqs. What advice do you have for the seasoned people looking to get into nursing? Okay, that is a great question, which is why I want to do a video on it. So this video is for older people who are going back to nursing school, people who are seasoned, been out of school for a little while, or people also who just in general don't do well in school or have a tougher time in school, okay? Because I know plenty of nurses who became nurses and they were not necessarily the best students or the smartest or whatever people may think that you need to have in order to be a nurse, okay? I'll do a video on that, what you need to actually be a nurse. So, but anywho, let's just jump right in, and these are my tips. I've got 4 tips for you guys, okay? All right, the number 1 tip is when you're doing these prerequisites, don't take more than 1 science class in each semester, okay? Don't do it. You have to take a lot of science classes in order to be a nurse, okay? The prerequisite classes can get kind of overwhelming because you guys know that science classes are not just the class, they come along with the lab. So you're getting two classes for just the one credit. So my advice to you guys would be, do not try to take more than 1 science class in a semester because it is going to be cumbersome. I have a bachelor's degree in biology, so I had to take multiple science classes per semester, and I know how hard that can be, okay? At the end of the day, you want to make sure that your GPA is up. You do not want to jeopardize that because nursing school is extremely competitive. So don't take more than 1 science class in a semester. Just don't do it. You'll thank me later, okay? Number 2, try not to take a math and a science class in the same semester. Now, you may not be able to do that, but right next to science classes, right up under those are math classes that are hard. Math classes are difficult and it requires a lot of studying. It requires a lot of effort you have to put into that class. So sometimes when you try to take a science class and a math class together, you can find yourself very, very overwhelmed. So if you can, when you're making your schedule, do your prerequisites so that math and science classes will not end up a lot in 1 semester. Or if you have to do a semester where you're taking multiple science classes or a science class and a math class, make it just 1 semester. Don't make it a habit to do all of those things, okay? Try to pair your science classes with elective classes in the same semester, or pair your math classes with an elective class in the same semester, or a math class and an English class together in the same semester, but not with the science class. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless that science class maybe comes without a lab, because I know some nursing schools prerequisites for microbiology, some schools don't require the lab for some reason. I've seen that coming across, but a lot of schools do require a lab. So just be mindful of those 2 things, okay? Number 3, take as many or as little classes that you're comfortable with, okay? Just because the nursing program, or just because it's supposed to take you 4 years to complete your degree, does not mean that you can't take 6 years, okay? Do not feel bad. Do not compare yourself to other people. The main objective of this thing is to make sure that you're competitive enough to get into nursing school, no matter how long it takes. So if you go into that first semester and you have 2 classes scheduled to take and you felt overwhelmed that entire semester and you ended up with a C and a B, Next semester, take one class. Take one class at a time. If you feel like you're not getting it or you are not capable of taking more than one class, there's nothing wrong with that. Do not be ashamed of that. I see people doing it over and over again. Don't put your timeline as the same timeline as the next person, okay? Everybody doesn't go to school full-time. Everybody can't go to school full-time. Some people go to school part-time, and there is nothing wrong with that, especially if you're older or you're a person who has to go to work. You're working a full-time job and you're also trying to go to school. You can't compare yourself to just some some young person who just came fresh out of school. They don't have any responsibilities. If you're a person who has children, if you're a person who has any other type of obligation that is not, you don't have your full, entire, undivided attention focused on school, do not feel bad for taking your time and completing this. Nursing school is super competitive. Always think in the back of your mind, I need to, for my prerequisites, make sure that my GPA is high enough to get in here, regardless. Always put that first, okay? Don't be in a crutch for, oh, I need to get it done in this certain amount of time, or a nursing program should take this amount of time. I already had my bachelor's degree when I applied to nursing school. I had already gotten a bachelor's degree in biology. So when I went to apply for nursing school, I already had the prerequisites. I just got right in. You know, my GPA wasn't horrible, but also wasn't great. But I was fortunate enough to already have a degree, and it kind of excelled me through the program. So when I got into nursing school, I only had to focus on nursing classes. That was it. So I didn't have as hard of a time, I would say, as some other people in my classes. So just be mindful of that. Your timing is different than other people's timing, okay? And then the very last tip that I have for you guys, I got it on my iPad. I'm on my iPad notes. You guys see me looking down, that's why. But, and I know this is gonna sound really messed up, and there's some nurses that are probably watching this like cringing as I'm about to tell you this, okay? This is a little secret between you and I, okay? Anybody who's trying to be a nurse and you're going back to nursing school, focus harder on passing the classes than actually beating yourself up about really retaining the information. Now, my view on that has changed since I've been a nurse, but when I was in nursing school, I remember thinking like, some of you guys are gonna kill people. Some of you guys are idiots. You know, I can remember thinking that like every semester we're passing, I'm like, how are you even here? Because I know that you didn't understand. You do not get it. I've had plenty of conversations with you and you do not get it. But here I see you in the next semester, and it used to kind of bother me, you know, but now that I'm a nurse and I'm actually working, I've been a nurse for 7 years now, I see why it doesn't matter as much. Don't get me wrong, you ought to learn in nursing school. That is, you gotta have a good foundation in order to be a nurse. But what I'm saying is, do not beat yourself up for retaining it, or thinking, oh God, I am not gonna be a good nurse, or oh God, I'm gonna kill someone, because that's not the truth. You learn way more through experience than you actually could ever learn in nursing school, which is why I'm telling you, do not beat yourself up about that, okay? You're gonna learn everything you need to know on the job and more when you actually become a nurse. Experience is the best teacher of all things, anything, all things, okay? So pay attention in class and, you know, get through the tests. Make sure that you're passing those tests. I don't care if you only have to memorize it, write them before that test. Make sure you pass that test. Make sure you keep your GPA up. Make sure you make it through those prerequisites. Make sure you make it through nursing school. And then everything else will come. Everything else is gonna come later with the experience, okay? So I'm not gonna make the video too long. I just wanted to add in there too, for the lady who posted this, just so you'll know, my experience in my nursing class, the older students in class, they did way better than the younger students did. I don't know if it's because they have all life experience or that level of maturity, but they just seem to grasp things with a different ideal or concept. And I'm understanding a little more now that I'm more experienced. I have my own children. I've been through real life situations and things like that. But the older students sometimes tend to do better than you think in school because you have all of this life experience already. So some things kind of click more in your mind than they click to a younger person. Maybe you've already experienced certain disease patterns. You already have this condition, or you're taking care of a parent who has this condition, or a husband, or whomever. So sometimes you can use your life experiences as an advantage. All of that stuff is going to help you through nursing school, okay? So best of luck to you all. And if anybody has any comments or concerns, any questions, drop them down in the box below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Nurses Vlog. Thanks.